Hello, I'm Meghan Schiller from KDKA-TV News, and this is your KDKA News Now update. I've got your top headlines and the latest weather forecast. Right now, police are now searching for 45-year-old Joseph Lumen. He's accused of shooting his friend over money. Chris Hoffman has the latest on the investigation.
Officers say Lumen took off before officers got to the scene in Brentwood. He is considered to be armed and dangerous. Investigators say the shooting happened just after 9 this morning in the 100 block of Hilson Avenue in Brentwood. Several departments responded to the call.
There was a argument over money.
Ray Nowicki says his wife didn't know what was going on, but saw several officers were outside their front door.
I'm at the doctor's and she called me. She says there's all kind of police here with weapons drawn and all kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, what's going on?
Lumen allegedly shot his friend who was living at the same house. The victim was taken to a hospital in critical condition. Neighbors say they are not surprised. Officers have been to this house before. The house has been a nuisance and even threatening to others, including Nowicki's other neighbors.
He was over there one day and someone there pulled a gun on him and told him to get off the premises.
Officers started looking for Lumen, who took off. His car was spotted down the street and a chase followed. Investigators got the car stopped at the intersections of Route 51 and 88.
It was a female driver. She was identified as a witness to the shooting as well.
Police are not sure if Lumen drove away or ran off. They did not give any possible place where he could be.
We don't have a firearm on scene, so yeah, he should be considered armed.
For neighbors like Nowicki, they want Lumen found so it can hopefully bring an end to the issues they've been dealing with.
You could see people in and out of there all the time. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of the neighbors aren't happy with the situation.
The Brentwood School District went on a modified lockdown because of all this. We did see there are several charges against Lumen at this point, including aggravated assault and recklessly endangering another person. If you see him, call 911. Do not approach him.
Nearly a year after the East Palestine train derailment, the White House says President Biden will visit. Today, Lauren Linder talked to people who live there about what they think.
So far, the White House hasn't announced what day the president will be coming to East Palestine, but we do know he will be visiting in the coming weeks. Now, since a Norfolk Southern train derailed at the Ohio-Pennsylvania border and released toxic chemicals into the environment on February 3rd last year, the president has yet to visit the area. He's promised he would, but until today, the White House never officially set a timeline. Among those living in what's been called a war zone, there's been much criticism surrounding the president on both sides of the aisle. Biden immediately deployed federal personnel to the region and signed an order pledging Norfolk Southern would clean up the mess and reimburse the government. But he's yet to sign an emergency declaration for the region. Those we talked to today in East Palestine have mixed feelings, some hopeful, others disappointed.
I'm certain he's concerned. The other one, all he's concerned about is himself.
It's too late, I think, that he should have come sooner. He was going other places at the same time.
I think it's a good idea. He's the president of the United States, and he should show that he cares for the people here.
What difference is it going to make now? What's he going to do?
Right now, we know few details about the visit. The White House says Biden will meet with residents impacted by the derailment and will assess the work done to help the community.
And now here's First Alert meteorologist Ray Petland with a look at your weather for the week ahead.
41 in Beaver, 41 in Pittsburgh, 41 Indiana, Greensburg, 40 in Connellsville, 40 in Butler. These temperatures are mild, and we're going to slowly fall into those mid-30s, I think, by daybreak tomorrow. So at the moment, we have that 41 degrees. Our winds have been about 5 to 10, but those winds have been from the southwest. That's typically one of those more mild flows, but any breezes when you're in the 40s gives you a bit of a wind chill, so it feels like 36 outside. Close to what our actual temperatures will be later tonight. So we'll dip down into the mid-30s. Katanning, Pittsburgh, 34 in Morgantown and Connellsville, 33 Washington, freezing in Butler and Du Bois, and some 20s up in the ridges. Tomorrow, we'll see our highs return to the 40s, low to mid 40s in most cases, where those temperatures will be a little stuck. We'll be in the 30s up in the ridges in Oakland and Somerset, but most everyone else in the 40s. And this is a trend that is just going to stick with us. We're not trading in these warm temperatures anytime soon. And likely overall, between now and the middle of February, we are looking at above average temperatures to continue. And I was looking at some of the longer range things we look at to put together forecasts, and it's not looking until like the last week of February, early part of March before we get another good cold snap trying to come in here. So cold air is hard to come by, and that might have a factor in Punxsutawney Phil's prediction coming up on Friday. Over the years, we have seen only 20 times where he's called for an early spring, 107 times he's called for a 6 more weeks of winter, and 10 times they did not record what the prediction was. Now we have these cloudy skies, sunshine's on the way, and once we break into that sunshine later this week, I think we're going to keep it. And it's going to be a pretty bright and pretty mild setup. So we're going to get the warm and the sunshine working together. Where we do have one chance of precipitation in the entire 7-day forecast is tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. You'll notice a little moisture drops in from the north. This isn't anything big, but it may be a quick sprinkle or a quick flurry in the wee morning hours of Friday. We'll wrap that up, and then we're into some sunshine later Friday and for the weekend. So tonight we go down to 35, a mostly cloudy night. Tomorrow's temperatures will make it back to the mid-40s. It's going to be a mostly cloudy and breezy day with an evening sprinkle not out of the question. However, that's it for precipitation. We could use a break, and we're getting it. We get lots of sunshine Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, so a bright setup all the way through the weekend. Wednesday, a couple more clouds mix in, but it's the mid-40s at worst for high temperatures, with the weekend coming in with the spiciest temperatures in the low 50s.